नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, सलाम, हेलो दोस्तों। एक बार फिर से मैं हाजिर हूं, आपका दोस्त आलोक वर्मा with the weekly market outlook for the week starting 21st of November, of course 2022. You know, I am a regular trader and investor in the Indian stock markets और ये एनालिसिस मैं अपने लिए करता हूँ और शेयर करता हूँ आप सबके साथ. Maybe you can also benefit from it, right? So let's go what we have for this week today. As always, I break all the factors into two broad categories: news and data driven factors or technicals or data based factors, right? Technicals based factor basically. तो बात करते हैं न्यूज और डेटा क्या कहता है. इसमें हम अगर की इंडाइसेस, मेन इंडाइसेस को देखें, सो निफ्टी एंड बैंक निफ्टी, निफ्टी हैड अ रादर फ्लैट वीक, राइट? इनफैक्ट लास्ट 3-4 days इट्स बीन क्वाइट फ्लैट. उससे पहले थोड़ा मूवमेंट था. बैंक निफ्टी हैज बीन स्लाइटली पॉजिटिव विद 0.71% गेन for the week and Nifty slightly negative 0.23% gain loss for the week. और अगर यूएस इंडाइसेस की बात करें तो वो भी largely flat है. S&P is 0.7%, 0.69% down and Nasdaq is 1.57% down. So slightly underperformance by Nasdaq, right? Okay. So markets, Indian markets and world markets largely थोड़ा सा flat की तरफ ही रही हैं this week, right? And FII, DII buying data की बात करें, so FIIs for this week have bought for 349,000 crores, right? 349 crores in fact, and DIIs have bought for domestic institutions 2,274 crore for the week, right? But for the month of November so far, DIIs have been net sellers to the tune of around 3,370 crores, whereas FIIs have been supporting the markets by buying. They have bought more than 12,800 crores, right? Last month it was quite opposite. FIIs were slightly negative and DIIs were significantly positive for the month, which was October, right? Okay, so data is in for your reference on the screen. So what we are seeing is basically FIIs buying as well as DII is also buying, at least in this week, all right? Okay, India VIX is at a historical average level. It has reduced, in fact it reduced drastically last week. For this week it has remained practically flat. So it's in line with long-term average and it's a good stable level. It indicates lack of fear in the market or less fear in the market. Market participants are feeling confident and not jittery. That's how you would typically read the VIX figures. Crude oil has declined significantly during this week, right? It was down around 7.9%. It has come to a level of $87.55 per barrel for Brent crude at the week's closing, right? Now this is a music to ears of countries like India, which are huge importers of crude oil, right? And why is it happening? This is because a lot of reports, especially one of the reports and forecasts shared in the OPEC meet, OPEC जो है, right? Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, right? जो net exporters हैं countries, उनकी एक organization है, OPEC बोलते हैं, right? Saudi Arabia is typically the leader of that OPEC group. There are many other countries involved, right? Like UAE, like Iran, like Iraq, right? So ये सब इनका मिला के they have an OPEC forum और वहाँ डिस्कस करते हैं. In their forecast, they believe the growth the growth of demand will be lesser going forward. So they're seeing a bit of a hit on demand. It's still seeing growth. ये नहीं है कि demand में growth नहीं होने वाला crude की, but that rate of growth is likely to reduce, right? Accordingly, they might, in fact कुछ तो पहले भी किया था, in their next meeting, they might choose to reduce production, right? So but जब उन्होंने एक demand projection कम होता दिखाया है, right? growth में rate में कमी दिखाई है, so that is why oil has also fallen a bit, right? Which is good actually for us, but let's see. Okay, concern area: UK inflation jumped to 41-year high. We know Bank of England has been increasing interest rates quite sharply, right? They're trying to tame inflation. Inflation से वो भी परेशान है, दुनिया परेशान है, वो भी परेशान है, right? US का डेटा कुछ better आया था, but इनका UK का डेटा last time it was 40-year high, this time it's 41-year high, right? Consumer price index hit 11.1% in October, which is highest level since 1981, and this is data by Office of National Statistics, ONS बोलते हैं, that's their organization in UK, right? So gas prices over the last year in UK have gone up by 130%, right? 1.3 times हो चुके हैं. Electricity prices have gone up by 66%. while government is trying to support them, they are putting some kind of caps के इससे ज़्यादा खर्चा आपका नहीं होगा, but inflation is still increasing and that remains a cause of concern, and that likely to lead the UK central bank, right, to increase the interest rates even further, right? So that's one headwind, so to say. Okay. India's foreign exchange, आपको अगर ख्याल होगा कि इंडिया का foreign exchange, India has a healthy reserve firstly, right? So but it had been declining for many weeks. Why? Because rupee was falling, और उसको बचाने के लिए, उसको fall को थोड़ा सा अरेस्ट करने के लिए RBI has been selling dollars more openly, right? RBI जब डॉलर बेचता है तो रुपए को सपोर्ट मिलता है, right? So RBI had been selling dollars continuously in last many weeks, and our reserves had come down to something like 529.55 billion US dollars. Last week it has increased because rupee has taken support, rupee further nahi gir raha hai, right? And the reserves have gone up, and it's now at the closing of last week it was 544.72 billion dollars, which is a good news from India's perspective, right? That is good. And agar hum baat kare, result season is largely over, so there are not many more surprises. A lot of small companies have given results, but we'll not discuss them here because they वो इतना market को impact नहीं करते हैं. Naturally, अगर आपका particularly किसी stock में interest है तो you would want to watch that. It's good to watch those results also, but I'm not taking them here, right? बात करते हैं technical factors की, right? Technicals क्या कहते हैं? ये तो हमारे fundamentals थे, right? So fundamentals largely seem in line. VIX कम है, oil price गिर गया है, right? Only headwind that comes to our mind is UK का inflation data. That is a matter of concern. There's no new significant development that we hear on the geopolitical front also, right? Okay. And before I talk of technicals, a standard disclaimer: this discussion is only for educational purposes. Nothing that I say here, कुछ भी मैं बोलता हूँ, is not any advice to sell or buy anything in the commodity market, stock market, etc. Right? I'm just sharing my opinion. मैं trade करता हूँ, मैं invest करता हूँ, मैं अपना opinion share कर रहा हूँ. I'm not a SEBI registered advisor and I reserve the right to be wrong. Right? So let's move. ये है Nifty का daily chart, and if we see, अगर आप देखेंगे towards last week, there has been a degree of resistance. See, remember, Nifty Indian markets are close to their all-time highs. All-time highs 18,600 something, right? उसके आसपास हैं. We are about 1% away from there, and that is a area of concern. वहाँ पर हमको resistance face हो रहा है. Market ऊपर जाने का कई पिछले दिनों से try कर रही है, but they're not really able to move forward, right? And one would find it logical also, because अगर आप देखें, Indian market has been the best performing market in the world in terms of large markets, right? Broadly speaking, the European markets are around 9 to 10% away from their all-time highs. US market is around 15%. If you look at S&P 500 and Dow, 15-16%. If you look at Nasdaq, they're around 29% away from the all-time highs, right? Chinese markets की तो बात मत करें, वो तो 40-50% down from all-time highs, but that's a long back all-time high, right? So वो issue तो उनका बहुत सालों से चल रहा है. That's not something very recent. Indian markets is 1% away. In fact, Bank Nifty has recently broken its all-time high of around 41,800 and it's currently trading above that. Nifty's Sensex are close to the all-time highs. So now the market needs trigger to move up. कोई रीजन चाहिए. यहाँ तक ऊपर आ गए हैं because we are economically sound, हमारा इकोनॉमी अच्छा चल रहा है. India was one bright spot. यहाँ कोई trouble नहीं दिख रहा था. Lot of money from this, I feel, is a rally has been a liquidity driven rally because चाइना से लोग भाग रहे हैं थोड़ा सा, right? And there is a China plus policy which is invest in markets other than China, right? And then India has had moved in higher weightage in some of the world indices, तो उसकी वजह से भी पैसा आया है. FIIs are back, right? So all this has pushed the Indian markets up. Just look at the graph, right? From October, practically we are having a very strong rally. Look at this graph towards fag end of the graph. But now market is struggling for new reasons to go up. जब तक वो रीजन नहीं मिलता उसको ऊपर जाना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल लग रहा है, बिकॉज रेजिस्टेंस तो है. To get past that resistance, you need a good push. And that push is not coming. Maybe it will come, right? My sense is either market will consolidate here, spend some more time here, maybe retrace a bit and then go up, or it will cross all-time highs. It can. See, trend is positive, no argument with that. Long-term trend is positive. So it can cross to the new over highs, but for that, if it has to cross in near future, next 1 or 2, 3 days, or this week so to say, then probably it will do with a huge gap up. किसी दिन market gap up खोलेगा, all-time high super खोलेगा, 18,600 super खोलेगा, and then if it stays there, it might move up. Otherwise, it probably needs to spend time, right? That's the normal behavior of market. Okay. So my feel is market will trade between 18,600 for this week and 17,960 on the lower side, which is a very good support level, right? Okay. अगर हम ऑप्शन चेन की बात करें तो the struggle that I'm talking about is very visible here, right? If you look at it on the call side, we are at around 18,300 and the highest open interest is at 18,400. ये इसको ऊपर जाने नहीं देगा जल्दी से. The people's huge number of call writing has been done and that has increased. That has increased yesterday by 95%, 94.4%, right? Similarly, next highest call writing is at 18,500. So these are very strong resistances the market is facing, right? और ये call writing भी बढ़ी है, right? On the lower side, 18,300 has the maximum put writing. तो नीचे bulls are also playing their part. नीचे भी नहीं जाने दे रहे हैं, right? And then there is a huge call writing at 18,000 itself. So region between 18,000 and 18,500 is going to be likely to be huge support and resistance level, and that's why I said market might trade between 17,960 on the lower side and 18,600 on the higher side, right? So that's what data suggested. Actually market में क्या कर रहा है we don't know, but we play with probability here. And before I talk of Bank Nifty, let's take you to some other social platforms also. Let me inform you about other social media platforms that we are present. We are there on Instagram, wherein हम daily market student tomorrow के नाम से series करते हैं. We talk about the market. We do it every day around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock after the market closing. We talk about what happened today, any key triggers, any key events, right? Some bit of technicals, etc., performance, underperformance from stocks, sectors, and all these things. And I also try to give my projection, my forecast kind of thing for the next day कि कल क्या होने वाला है, right? Maybe right, maybe wrong, but by the grace of God हम ज़्यादातर ठीक ही रहे हैं, right? So it might be a very useful thing for you. But for that, you need to go to the Instagram channel, which is stockincome.in, and click there, subscribe there, right? And not only that, we also post a lot of micro learnings and concepts on the Insta channel, so you could do that. And there is a market view before opening also in the morning that you find. So it's a lot of very useful place to be in. So I suggest you go and subscribe there, go and follow up there, right? And on YouTube, we are present besides this weekly market outlook series that we do every week. We also do things like technical analysis masterclass. There are a lot of decent learnings here. Insta pe to, given the methodology there, we have very micro learnings only. But on YouTube, we have full-blown learnings also. So there is a series called Technical Analysis Masterclass, which I am doing on Insta. A couple of modules have been posted. Usme we are trying to take the journey, the technical learning journey, right from beginning to end in a logical manner और उस भाषा में जो कि आप और हम समझ सकें और use कर सकें. Useful concepts की बात की. I have tried to cut out the fringe things, right? So maybe you can go there and find, right? It's a good idea to subscribe, to comment, to share with other like-minded people, your friends who might benefit from it, right? Okay. So that's about my other media, social media platforms. Coming back to Bank Nifty, we talked about Nifty. Bank Nifty क्या बोलता है? Bank Nifty we said is trading at its all-time highs, right? Very close to that. So 41,800 का all-time high था till some time back, till a few weeks back, and that has been taken out very successfully. But look at it, Bank Nifty is also seeming to face some resistance. पिछले 3 दिनों से वहीं घूम रहा है, वही हाई क्रॉस नहीं कर पा रहा है. 42,600 के करीब का हाई है, उसको क्रॉस करने में स्ट्रगल कर रहा है. And if it crosses that, I feel it should consolidate here. So the sense is Bank Nifty should trade between 43,000 on the higher side and 40,800, which is a very decent support on the lower side. दो बार इस support से वापस आ चुका है, and looks like it will not break that support, right? So and struggle हमको Bank Nifty का option data में भी दिख रहा है. Very interesting thing है. Normally ऐसा होता नहीं है. 42,400 के करीब Bank Nifty है इस समय. 42,500 which is a near strike, ATM kind of strike, उस पे maximum call writing है, maximum call writing, right? And that has increased significantly. इसका मतलब bears are taking a position that market will Bank Nifty will not go beyond 42,500. Whereas bulls have also taken a similar position. यहाँ पर भी maximum put writing जो है 42,500 पर ही है. It's a very interesting scenario, right? So maximum call writing as well as put writing is at the ATM price, right? While call writing is much higher and 31.8 lakh contracts versus put writing which is 21.2 lakh contracts, but both have increased yesterday. तो दोनों ने अपने अपने पैर जमा लिए हैं. So this fight is on. We don't know where it ends, but like Nifty, Bank Nifty is also kind of undecided as of now. But typically Bank Nifty is showing a more bullish behavior. It's behaving stronger than the Nifty, right? So this is and some of the key levels that I have pointed out in this table. Maybe you want to have a look at that also, right? So this, friends, is my analysis for this week, and use it with your discretion. And as always, I would like to thank you for being with me, for watching this channel, for sharing your opinions, your comments, for subscribing. Do continue to stay with us and also share it with your friends. And yes, remember to subscribe and press the notification icon in case you still haven't done it. Thank you. God bless. Happy trading. Happy investing.